Hey everybody, welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host Tracy Sellers, and today we're in Venice at the Greenleaf Chop Shop. This is their newest location, and as you know, Greenleaf was started by one of our good friends, Chef Jonathan Rollo, and he'll actually have a recipe later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're getting to the root of why one farm is growing some of the freshest lettuce around.
Today we're going to take you on a behind-the-scenes tour, so let me find Tracy and we'll get started.
Pete, I've been waiting for you, my friend. So this is the starting point of the whole process of the whole farm right here in this room, correct?
That's right. This is where we sow the seeds to get our plants started. So this is a fresh bale of peat moss that arrived here from Canada. This is what we use to start our young plants. So we start the young plants in these plastic trays. This machine here fills the trays with the growing media, the peat moss. Then it rolls through the seeder. You can see the seeder individually grabs the seeds and puts one in each cell. From there, the tray rolls through the watering tunnel so we can wet the media and the seeds themselves before they go in the germination room. So these trays just came through the watering tunnel, were put on the rolling tables, and now the rolling table goes into the germination room where the trays will be for 3 days to make sure they all germinate evenly.
So where are we now, Pete?
So now we're in the Propagation Greenhouse, and we're looking at a tray that just came out of the germination room. Okay. So this seed was sown 3 days ago, and here it is germinating already and ready to start its life.
Now the cool thing about where we are now is you get to see the different stages of growth of the lettuce. So I'm gonna guess what day this was grown on, how long ago. I'm gonna say 2 weeks.
Very close.
Oh.
15 days.
Oh, come on,
you do have quite an eye. These were sown 15 days ago.
Wow.
Our family comes from a long line of greenhouse growers, starting in Holland, back in Europe. And so both my grandfathers were greenhouse growers, as were my parents. And so we immigrated to California from Holland in 1968. And my parents started our company in 1970 and started off with various crops. And we eventually evolved to the hydroponic lettuce.
So Pete, I know one of the things that you really take a lot of pride in is your sustainability. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've been sustainable all these years since our company started 47 years ago. We call these boom irrigators. They precisely water each individual plant with the right amount of water.
So now we finished with this greenhouse. How old are the plants right now?
So they're about 4 weeks. Okay. So this process is 4 weeks, and now we can go across the street and look at our production area.
So we left one greenhouse and now we're on to another greenhouse. So what are we looking at here, Pete?
Yeah, so this is our production greenhouse where we finish the plants. So here you can see we're taking them from the trays and setting them in the hydroponic channel.
There are a lot of moving parts to this, I have to say.
Yes, the entire greenhouse is moving actually.
So this is yet another step on the journey of this living lettuce. What do we see here, Pete?
Yeah, so here we are in our production greenhouse, and these plants have been in the hydroponic channels for about a week, and they're starting their journey from here all the way down to the end. When they reach the end, they'll be ready to harvest.
So yet another cool aspect about this whole operation is the packaging of the lettuce. Talk about that, Pete.
Yes, we've developed a very sustainable packaging system. These clamshells are made of 75% recycled water bottles. And so we set the lettuce in the containers. We keep the roots on to keep them fresh.
So this is it. We're at the final step of the living lettuce chain. Tell us what we see here, Pete.
Yeah, so here you see the clamshells come from the greenhouse by conveyor We box them up, and then we palletize them and roll them into the cooler.
So this is a game changer. It may not look like it at first, but this is a game changer. Tell us why.
What's special is that we have a spring mix that's living. So everyone's used to being able to buy the bag of spring mix, and it's all chopped up and it's been processed, and our version is living. So we call it the better version. You can grab a knife, cut it right here, and make your salad.
That's awesome.
And you can close it back up, put the rest back in the fridge, enjoy it later. And of course, the roots are keeping it fresh.
So this is it. This is actually the last step. This truck is going to go out to a grocery store near you somewhere today. You will get your butter lettuce in your grocery store. And I just want to thank you, Pete, so much for having me.
You bet. Thanks for coming, and we're proud to show what we do, and we want everyone to understand the hard work that it goes into making their special salads.
It is amazing. Now I know all the secrets of butter lettuce. It took me, I told Pete, it took me 14 years to get in here. I've been trying to get in here 14 years, so now I know all the secrets of butter lettuce.
Finally.
Finally.
Thanks again.
All right, thanks, my friend.